It's official, the challenge is almost over. We have 2 more chunks left to go and then the island will be complete. If you're new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I am trying to undertake one of the hardest Animal Crossing decorating challenges ever. I am attempting to turn each one of these squares into a brand new theme. That's right, a little bit crazy. If you want to catch up on the previous progress, I have linked the playlist below. But without further ado, let's get into this and see how it turned out. So the first theme I'm going to attempt today is a Japan style build. Honestly, I've never really delved too much into this and I've never ever done an island of this theme. So let's see how it went. So here we are. Obviously this one is going to meet with other chunks that I've done so far. So that one is my Christmas chunk and I'm going for this path with the little pebbles around on the outside. I absolutely love this one, and to be honest, I think either path would have worked for this. I am going to save you from kind of watching me put down my path because honestly I didn't know what direction to go in, and I decided maybe I should kind of map out some bigger items before I do go in with the path, as it was going to be a bit of a problem because I was just going to go in any old direction. This is Marcel's house. I think that's his name. That's him. If you know, if you want to fact check me, please do. But he kind of has this Japanesey kind of house, and because of that I decided to go through the more natural kind of route for Japanese. I know there's lots of different ways that you could go with this theme. I really love those kind of Japanesey city builds where everything is so cluttered and it feels really realistic, but that probably isn't me. I might struggle to do that. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I'll be brave enough. Here is how the path was looking. As you can see, I just had to make some adjustments to it. But yeah, the natural kind of more Japanesey garden-esque kind of build is what I'm going to go for here. I could have also done like a rural Japanese farm. I've also seen that look really beautiful. I have so much admiration for Japanese kind of islands and builds. I think they are absolutely beautiful. But can I ever kind of be brave enough to do them? Probably not. I also do love when like Nora, Horrible Gaming, if you've ever watched any of her kind of Japanese builds, they are absolutely stunning. Particularly her Japanese kind of cherry blossom city is absolutely amazing. You should definitely check that out if you are looking for more inspiration on this kind of build type. I'm probably not the one for it, but there are definitely some amazing creators out there. So I've got my main path in, then I decided that I'm going to have to kind of loop it down a bit, otherwise we're just going to have a lot of green here and I wasn't really sure what to fill it with. So I've decided to kind of snake the path off down here a little bit. I don't know why I chose to kind of decorate in the rain. I don't like normally decorating in the rain. However, it kind of fits. It's kind of giving me those moody vibes, which I'm kind of enjoying for this theme, and I will definitely enjoy it for the next theme as well. So we're just going to embrace it today. I'm sorry if you wanted to see this one in full nice weather. Maybe I will set the dream address so it's a nicer day. I probably will, because I think that will shine the island in the best light possible, and when we do the tour as well. So I've kind of done all the path now. That's out of the way. I'm going to add in this Zen fence. Never use it. I will say one of the great things about doing this, I probably said this already, but there are so many Japanese, Asian items I never ever get a chance to use. So it's really nice to be able to experiment with them. The pagodas is definitely something I never play around with. I can't say it, the Karopi lanterns, again, that's probably a terrible pronunciation, is something I never really use as well, but I really like them. Maybe I use the snack item of the fake frog and that's about it, but now we're using them. And also these stone lion dogs, never use them ever. So it's really nice to play around with those items. And I thought for this one, the hibiscus bushes added kind of a nice bit of greenery. Also, I don't really use these pine trees all that much, but they are a great item. And a lot of people who do this theme to use them. So I thought that really kind of fits in here. I tried to use the bamboo short lamp, but it didn't really work. So we went with the deer scare instead. Another item I don't tend to use, but it makes a really nice noise. Some people might hate it, but when you're in the game, it's quite kind of relaxing in a weird way. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. The torn lanterns and bamboo. I never use bamboo. So I honestly, it wasn't until I was like halfway through planning out what I was going to do when I realized, what am I doing? Let's use some bamboo. Maybe that's more Chinese, but I think it's got that Zen feeling to it. So hopefully it's acceptable. And then the flower wise, I just wanted it to be really simple. So I've just got the hyacinth and the mums, which maybe that's a bit boring. Maybe I could have leaned in with a bit more colour, but hey, it is what it is. And then over here, I decided to just put in some of the bamboo items. So we've got a bamboo bench here. I do like this colourway. I don't know why. I prefer this kind of more beigey colour of the bamboo bench. Maybe because I am just a beige person. I don't know. I don't think I'm that beige. Maybe my next challenge, once I've done with this one, is going to have to be something very colourful. I do have an idea. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, it might be very colourful, and that will definitely put me to the test. Now that we're so far into Animal Crossing and it's been out for years, I think I really need to do some things that really challenge me and do something different. This has definitely been a challenge, but I'm up for doing more. So let me know if you have any challenges you would like to set me in the comment, any ideas you would like me to do. I'm definitely open up for kind of trying something different if you have any other crazy ideas. So please let me know in the comments. Here I just wanted to do a little ramen stall. I know this is kind of Marcel's garden, so maybe it doesn't really tie in all that well, but maybe it's like a public garden. And honestly, I don't think any of like my chunks have necessarily made sense all the time, so maybe it's acceptable to have a little ramen stall in the garden. So for this, I've used that hallway, which if you're wondering how you get your hands on it, obviously you can get them from a treasure island, but otherwise you do need to have the Sanrio amiibo cards, which is very similar to the way that the new 3.0 items work. You just order it. Once you've scanned it in, you can order it from the catalogue, the Nook Shopping app. But I've just mixed that in with the normal stall and also the retro transportation stop. I decided to take a break from that and just chuck down some pine trees. I had a few in my inventory solo, and I just wanted to pop them down because just to empty it out basically, and also I wanted to spread them out throughout the chunk itself. Here is my ramen going in and the steamer basket. I love that item as well. Something else I don't get to use all that much, that new circle cushion from the 3.0 is becoming my whole personality. I just really love it, and every time I keep seeing so many good customizations of it. Someone in my comments, April from my last video, said that she had used it as a hamburger, but I've seen biscuits, I've seen all sorts. I absolutely love it. It's so cute, and I think we wanted more cushions. Well, I definitely did. And a thing that is like a smaller item that is soft furnishings, I'm 100% here for it. So the rest of the area here, I'm just going to go in with some more natural stuff as I did on the kind of other side, just to fill it out. I wanted to clutter it all up, make sure that there's kind of no area left unplaced, and just decorate it to its full potential, I guess, just because I think it looks really nice and cluttered here. I tried to use both these barrels. I didn't want to use the traditional barrel. I am a sucker for a normal barrel, but it just didn't kind of feel right with the theme, even though I'm sure I probably could have made it work, but I decided to go for this one instead. So we still have a barrel here. Maybe one day, or when we do the tour, we'll run around and we'll count how many barrels we used. I think I've been quite good. I don't think I've used that many. Maybe I have used more than I expected, but I definitely feel nearer the end I maybe have used less. Maybe it's because of the themes, I don't know. But yeah, the mixture of the foliage is coming in nicely, and some more bamboo trees down the front here just to kind of fill out the space a bit more, and also to hide the very pinkness that is going on in the fairy core trunk in front of this. I decided to add in the new artful chair mainly because I just really wanted to use it, and again, I like that furniture set so much. This tea set, the traditional tea set, is another thing I don't get to use all that much, so I really love having that there as well. And then over this side, I don't think that there's really enough space to do anything kind of major. So unfortunately, it is just going to be more natural stuff. I say this like it's a bad thing, but actually looking at like natural areas is sometimes some of my favorite things in the whole game. So hey, and I have seen that when we were doing the Slumber Islands together, I am filming this after the 3.0 update, if that isn't obvious, but doing the Slumber Islands together, it's so crazy to see how different people do their natural areas. I kind of have my own little routine, but then it looks different to other people's. So it's really nice to kind of get inspiration from others and see how they have been decorating. I know there are ways to do that, but when you're doing it in live time, it's crazy, and I've really been enjoying it. So we're nearly done here. I'm just going to wrap up, put some items down. I'm also going to add some green leaves, but here is how it turned out. So to finish off the very final chunk, I kind of wanted to do something that was maybe a little bit morbid, but I wanted to do like a graveyard to signify the end of the life of this island. So we're going to do a more spooky build. I could have done Halloween, but I kind of want it to be like spooky, abandoned-ish. So hopefully it gives you those vibes without being like overtly, this is Halloween. So here we go. Okay, for this one, I'm going to start off with a little bit of terraforming. And when I say a little bit, I mean the tiniest little bit. So I did have an idea of wanting to do like a little bit of an abandoned church. And I saw something on Pinterest and I was like, I have to try and do that as well. So for this, I wanted to build up this area, and then essentially what I'm going to do is try and use the nuptial bell to kind of look like a church bell. So if we put the ruined arch here and then you put the nuptial bell in the center, you're able to see the kind of the bell through it, but it also looks abandoned because of the ruined arches. Such an effective way of using these items, and I love it. I was very impressed. Unfortunately, I can't remember who it was that I saw that did this, and I'm trying to put my own little twist on it with the entranceway, but there's not really a lot I can do that's different with this aspect of it. I think they added in some greenery and stuff up top, which you could definitely do, but I didn't want that. I just wanted the kind of more stony, abandoned, ruined kind of look to it. So this is what I've done, my little take on it, and it's a great way to kind of add in kind of like some height to buildings as well. So maybe you don't want to have like the abandoned look, you could definitely kind of alter it to how you want as well. And then for the below, they did use the towers. I decided not to, mainly because I don't think I want that for kind of like a church looking appearance. So I decided to just use the castle walls and mainly the pillars as well. So they are the ruined decorative pillars. I could have probably used the normal pillars. I just had to be really careful with the placement so you didn't see the cliffs, because obviously the different castle walls don't line up and marry up properly. You still get that kind of little look where you can peek through, and I don't like that. So we want to hide every kind of gap that we possibly can, and this was the best way that I found that I could do it. And then for the entranceway, I'm adding in the castle gate, and also I decided that I was going to switch it out because I preferred the ruined arch. I like the look of the castle gate, but I wanted to kind of do it a little bit different, and that's kind of the way that I think it looks a little bit more like it's been reclaimed by nature, which is always good. The door symbol panel is something that I've used elsewhere on this area, on this island rather, and I think it kind of worked nicely here. And obviously I've got a little bit of a path. I haven't got too much path because for this chunk it's in the very top right hand corner, so I don't have to think about where it's kind of leading off to, which is a nice change. I can just leave it as is because I'm not going to be decorating my beaches. I'm just going to leave it like that, so that's good. And then for this side, although I said I wanted to do it a little bit more spooky, I still want it to feel like a cemetery or a graveyard, so I thought maybe we'll just have like a little statue moment with some black flowers and things here. So at first I did try and add in lots of different types of flowers. I wasn't loving the way that that was looking because mainly the cosmos and the tulips are kind of a little bit of a different color. So I feel like the black roses are the best. And if you're going to have like a symmetrical fancy garden, that's probably the best way to go. And then obviously the Turkey Day garden stands, they make great kind of accent corner pieces. So I decided to add them in and also add in some items on top of them. I did go for the Casablanca lilies, which I don't know why they didn't come in black. They should have definitely come in black. We have black lilies in the game. It would have only made sense if they had given us black options for that as well. And then for out front of here, I just thought we'll just use the fancy iron bench because I think that kind of fits with the vibes that I'm trying to go for. I don't normally decorate with black, so it's really interesting to be able to kind of use black flowers and all sorts like that. So it's interesting using black furniture as well. Albeit I don't actually end up using that much black furniture, to be fair. But yeah, a colour option I don't normally use. And then for this section, I'm just going to do it quite natural. So again, I know you've probably just watched me do a lot of this in the Japanese section, but this I have done slightly different, and maybe this is a bit of like a masterclass of what to do for natural areas if you're thinking about doing different themes. So for my kind of spookier take on things, I've gone for a holly bush, mainly because they're spiky. So that's the only rationale I can think of. They're spiky, so therefore maybe they would fit in a bit better with the spooky Halloweeny kind of theme. And obviously black flowers, I've kind of mixed in all of the different black flowers. Wheat fields I'm still going to use because I think they are so versatile. They'll probably work for any theme that you want to kind of do. And then just some darker mossy kind of covered items, so like the pond stone, this goddess statue which is from the Zelda items. I really love it, and fun fact, it comes with a little variation where there is a little flower crown as well, which is kind of cute. I don't know anything about Zelda, so maybe it's not cute in the game, but I thought it looked really cute, so I like that. If you know what it does in Zelda, please let me know. I probably could ask my friends or my husband who is a Zelda fan and he would tell me. But either way, if you know, let me know in the comments. Vines as well. I'm definitely using the darker vines because I think they're very similar to the decayed tree, if not like almost pretty bang on with the colouring. And I am trying to use this fencing, again another fence I don't normally use, but I think it's the fence that gives most cemetery or graveyard. Please don't judge me, but I had the worst time trying to rotate these gravestones. I don't know what it was, I don't know why I was having any problems at all, but I think I might have edited some of it out, but maybe not. And if I haven't, please don't judge me. But I really struggled to rotate them. Like whatever angle, they just weren't having it. Like here, for example, see? It made no sense to me. Like a lot of things don't in Animal Crossing. But hey, we got there in the end. And I think I finally, after I'd paced maybe 2 or 3, I got to the right angle, thankfully. I could have definitely gone down the route of having like a more structured graveyard cemetery area. I kind of didn't want to do that. I wanted it to kind of feel all cohesive. So I've just kind of mimicking what I was doing on the left hand side, but maybe making it like a little bit more sparse, not kind of so cluttered, so that there is space for walking. And these little stones did kind of help with that as well, so it just looks like there is a bit of a path. Although I do feel like with most cemeteries or ones that I visited, there's not necessarily like individual paths coming off it. They kind of have a main path and then there's grass everywhere. So either way, if you are looking to do a cemetery build, I think either way would work. And then over here, we just have quite a big space. I really struggled. I thought this was going to be an easy kind of build to finish off on, but actually I think I struggled with it more than I expected I would. Even though I had down what items I wanted to use, necessarily finding the right placement of them was a little bit harder than I expected, because there's a few different avenues you can go down. I could have probably put in more graveyards and kind of filled it up a bit. Gravestones, should I say. But I didn't want it to just be like, oh, she's just shoved down a load of gravestones, which maybe in hindsight, that is exactly what I did. But hey, I know I've seen gravestones, cemeteries, graveyard builds where they've gone in with some nice custom designs. I don't know if nice is the quite right term for what I'm about to say, where they've used some custom designs where you have the skeleton in the ground and then you have the dirt or something there and it looks like the body's been like buried at the time. I would have done that, but however, my custom designs, I kind of don't want to add anymore. Even though this is a very final chunk, I think all of my custom designs are pretty much full, which I thought that I was going to struggle more than I actually did. To be fair, I thought I was gonna really kind of just fill up all my custom designs. I think if you are looking at doing a multi-theme island, you want to do lots of different themes and test things out, I think you would surprise yourself with how many different custom designs you don't need. I think I'm the sort of person where I start a new island, I have a new theme in my mind, and I go to town. I save millions of custom designs. I'll use this, I'll use that. I save like 10 simple panel designs and never place a single simple panel. So sometimes I think when necessary, you can definitely kind of be creative with some of them. And I think picking wisely as well with your path choices, like I definitely have ones that I go to more than others, and that has definitely helped me with this. And having the versatile paths, which I've gone on about so many times, definitely has been my saving grace with this. If I had a path that each individual chunk, there would be no custom designs left after like the 5 themes that I did. So I'm glad that I've kind of thought carefully about them and kind of planned it out a little bit. I'm not organized. I kind of leave things to the last minute and then hope everything fits in okay. So I'm thankful I took the time and I was kind of planning a little bit or thinking ahead as to what would work and what wouldn't. So this is the entrance. I have added in 1 barrel. I've given myself 1 barrel here, and I wanted to add in some candles because I think I will show you what it looks like at night as well, because I think that's where this kind of section will kind of really come to life. Even though now, with it kind of being a little bit more on the foggy, dark, rainy side, I think it is giving those gloomy kind of skies, which I do like. I think at nighttime it's really going to pop, especially with the glowing moss, which I was kind of like, do I use the glowing moss or do I not? But then I think maybe it is a little bit more mystical. By the way, I haven't explained what I'm doing over here. I am Denard. I had some suggestions from my friends as to what to do here because I was a bit struggling. I had a suggestion of an abandoned shop, also like what was the other thing? Oh my god, I've totally forgotten now. My memory is awful. There was another suggestion. Anyway, I actually decided to go for a little bit of a witchy take on it, just because it's a little bit spooky. Does it necessarily fit in with the gravestones? No, but in my head, this is maybe like a forest. So it's kind of like a snake off from the church, and then there's some forest here. Witchy is kind of a little bit spooky, I guess, and I haven't really explored that theme with this island, so I thought it would be nice to just do a little nod here to that. We did a slumber island, which was dark, supposed to be dark academia, but it turned out more maybe witchy dark cottagecore, which is fine, and probably there isn't all that much difference with that, but it was fun decorating with that theme, so I thought it would be nice to incorporate that here. I also came across the stonework kitchen item and decided that was an item I really wanted to use, so that's why I decided to do that. I didn't have a lot of space because I wanted it to feel enclosed with all the trees and stuff, so I'm just trying to fill out what I can. I totally forgot about that skull item. I don't know how I feel about it being on a worktop, but it's there for a spell of some kind. And obviously the suspicious cauldron, the hat, all of those good little items, a fortune teller set. I'm mainly using that for the more mystical side of it, but hey. So I'm nearly at the end here. I struggled to put down some pile of leaves and then I pretty much wrapped it up. So here is the final chunk. Wow, I can't believe this island is officially finished. I am not going to include the tour today. I am going to tour it for you, go through it, because I got to go back and make sure all of my flowers have not duplicated. But I will show you the full tour. I'll walk through everything, and that will be posted next week. I really hope that you've enjoyed this series. Thank you so much for sticking with me and following it and supporting everything. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon with another challenge as well.